Aye, I know the tale. The one with the name that ticks, eh? Tick, tick. Strange to your ears, perhaps, but not strange to the dust. Not strange to the vaulted stone, nor the hollow hills. They didn't name him that at birth. No, that name came later, earned in blood and silence. You see, when death was near, you didn't hear a warning. You heard a sound. Tick, tick. The slow wind of a crossbow, his favourite, custom, cranked by hand. He could have oiled it smooth, kept it quiet, but he didn't. He wanted the sound, because by the time you heard it, swoosh, it was already over. That's why they called him Tick Tick, the last sound most ever heard.
What happened next?
A little one's voice, thin, curious, wrapped in blanket, sat cross-legged by the flame, eyes wide in shadow. The fire cracks. The story leans forward.
What happened next? I'll tell you, but not fast. Stories like this ain't meant to run. They crawl, like smoke in lungs, like ruin through memory. Skyhold had already begun to die. The sky was not with dust, but with the hunger of raiders, torches, dozens, maybe more. Flames crawling down the hills behind them, like a siege come alive. Metal plates screamed as pressure built, but the sirens stayed dead. It was too late. The turret tower stood still, cold, blind, watching nothing. EMP'd, or someone let them sleep. We never learned which. Aye, there's silence louder than alarms. Tick-tick moved, fast, silent, certain. He didn't call out, didn't need to. He moved like he always did. Down through the corridors where cryopods murmured their dreams, past the chamber where his second once laughed. Now quiet as the dead, he reached the vault. Blood pooled in his mouth, copper, thick. A rail burst had caught him off guard, tore through his side like glass through cloth. He dragged himself forward anyway. He kept crawling, elbow, then elbow, pain trailing behind. The vault door stood open, not unlocked, forced, and behind it, Reyes, once a brother, now a scavenger in uniform skin. Aye, that kind of ending don't need a sentence. They locked eyes, no words. Only the quiet of something that should have been said long ago. Then, the blade. Not tech, not precision. Obsidian, black as burnt bone. It came slow, not for the kill, but for the message. Slipped into the back, just above the pelvis. Twisted, sideways, with the kind of cruelty only old friends know.
You were never meant to grow old, only wallow, then rot. Die like swine.
Aye, that cut ain't meant for the body. The floor met him like a memory. Cold, final, unfinished. He didn't cry, didn't shout. He watched himself fall. It felt like something inside him had already gone. Gone before the blade ever found its mark.
But he died?
A little one's voice again. Soft, unsure.
Aye, and then he didn't. And then silence. It wasn't black, wasn't even dark. It was a void, but not one with stars. A place without name, without shape. Only pressure, like the weight of water made from forgotten things.
Was it cold?
The old one chuckles, low and slow.
Colder than forgetting. He floated, aye, but not like a feather, like a page half burned. Curling, brittle, edges glowing low. And there, memories sparked. Slow, strange, uninvited, not clear. flickering, a laugh, in a barn of corrugated steel, someone throwing back that ridiculous yellow hat, a fire crackling in the cave they once called home, a face, soft, smiling, long gone. Her name, almost said, almost remembered. He tried to hold on, but even that began to slip. The Codex was taking him, not with teeth, not with hands, with precision, with protocol, deleting him. He could feel it. The gridwork of the arc tightening, the code around him unraveling, like old cloth, and then,
You are finished. You are lost. You are no longer needed.
he might have let go, might have let the cold close him. But then her voice, not a figure, not a face, a sound, with weight, with memory, with command.
It is not done. Not yet.
Something curled deep inside him, not spirit, will, a red coil of heat, not fire, refusal. He clenched it, no fists, but the shape of them, as if hands still lived, and in that silent, crushing place, he pulled, stitched breath to name, stitched name to shape, pulled the echo of himself back from the quiet. Aye, they say no one saw him come. No beacon blinked, no flash, no sound, not even the Codex stirred. One moment, the ruin was just that. Quiet, lifeless, stripped bare by time. Skyhold stood like a corpse, burnt hollow, ribs cracked open, stone black with age and ash. The wind held its breath. Even the insects had left. Just bones now. Bones of a kingdom that once clanged with life. Then, he was there, tick-tick. No growl, no war cry, only presence, like the world blinked, and the emptiness filled itself with something that should not be. He stood in the center of it all, where the vaults had once hummed, where the command terminal blinked blue and gold. Now, only ruin. Wires hung like dead veins. Turrets rusted to their bases, mouths agape. The cryopods shattered, their contents long since rot or taken. Bones of his beasts curled in the corners, still frozen in the postures they died in. His tribe mates' tags scratched into the walls, some worn, some crossed out. And him, alive, flesh, breath, heart thudding, like a drum dropped down stone, naked in the cold of a world that no longer knew him, yet somehow whole. He coughed, choked on that first breath, not like a man, like something dragged back through the stitch. His hand went to his side, the place the blade had entered. Nothing there. No scar, only memory. And it burned. He dropped to his knees, palms struck stone. Then, a sound tore out of him. Not a scream, not rage, not for show, but something primal. A cry torn from sinew that remembered death. A sound meant only for the dead to hear. He rose, unsteady, barefoot on his own ashes. And he looked, not for enemies, not for friends, for meaning. He said nothing, no oath, no vow. But he moved with purpose, through bones, through dust, through the husk of what once held his breath and blood. Not to mourn, not to rebuild. He had returned for one thing alone, to exist, not as memory, not as code, but as man and the Ark, for all its power, for all its silence, could only watch. Watch as something it had erased, stood again where no memory should, and as he stepped into the bones of his old fortress, the wind held still, like it remembered him.
The little one, silent until now, whispered.
He came back?
The old one nodded.
Aye, tick, tick. The Ash Waker.